Hello, and welcome to lesson 11.2 on circles. So this should be a pretty short video because in Algebra 2 by now we should know what circles are and be pretty familiar with the equation already. But if not, hey, there's always first time to learn something, right? Okay, so what is a circle? A circle is a set of all points in a plane that are a fixed distance away from a fixed point. And so that fixed distance we call the radius, and that fixed point we call the center of the circle, right? Basically, I have a center point here, and, I extend this length out some way here. So this point is just as far away from that center as that. But if I go this way, I might find another point out here. But if I go the same distance this way, I might not find another point here. And if I go the same distance this way, I might find another point here. And this way here. And I just do this for all distances, right? I'm going to get a circle. I know, that was kind of bad. Maybe more like... That was still pretty bad. But anyway, you know what a circle is. Equidistant from the center, yeah? So, standard form equation of a circle, h comma k is the center, r is the radius. So, notice that this looks a lot like the equation of an ellipse. That's because it basically is the equation of an ellipse, just kind of rearranged a little bit. So if you think about it, right, an ellipse has a major axis and a minor axis, and that's what creates my ellipse, right? Well, what happens when the major axis and the minor axis are the same length? Well, we get a circle, right? So, typically I call this length A and I call this length B. Well, they're both equal, and I just call that length r, right? So an ellipse might be x minus h squared over one of the distances be r, right? It's going to be so r squared plus the other one, y minus k squared, over the other one, which is also r squared. And that's going to equal to 1, right? So where is this equation coming from? I'm just multiplying both sides by r squared. So I'm kind of canceling out those denominators, and I'm just moving r squared to the right side. Because it's just, I don't know, it just looks nicer that way, right? It looks nicer, it's easy to tell what the circle is. We don't need to deal with fractions, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's graph this circle. Let's do it. Graph the circle generated by the equation below. So x squared plus blah, blah, blah. So you see this is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So h is 0. So it's 0, comma, k is 3. And r squared equals 49, so that means that r equals 7, because the square root of 49 is 7. So you go 0, comma 3 for the center, and then I just need to go 7 in all directions. So 7 up would be up here, 7 down is going to be down here, 7 to the right will be here, and 7 to the left will be about here. Okay, and I'm just going to try and make a circle out of this. I want to see if my iPad will behave here. Ooh. So it's not using the center point. It's just a little bit off. But I bet. Let me see here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to erase this point. Erase this point. Ow! No! No! Come back. I want to stop. I'm sorry. I really... Here we go. If I take my lasso tool. And I shift it. Oh, poop. Will that work? But now I erase this point, and I erase that point, and I erase that point. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, here we go. I know. What's he doing? Why has he got to... Oh, almost there. Do you see it? Oh, it's almost there. Almost. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Nice. Okay, sorry. I know I spent a lot of time on that. 0, comma 3 is here. I have a point up here. Then I have a point over here. I just wanted my iPad to do like a beautiful circle. Look at that. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, that's my circle. Done. Okay, let's move to the next one. Let's graph the circle generated by the equation below. Oh, shoot. It's in general form, which means that I need to complete the square and put it in standard form. So first thing off the bat, I do notice that everything has a common factor of 2. So I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to get, where should I do this? Probably do it down here. I'll say x squared plus, in fact, let's move the x's together. X squared minus 8x plus blank plus y squared plus 8y plus blank equals 32 plus blank plus blank. Like so. He said, whoa, what are you doing? Right? What's going on here? Well, I'm doing multiple steps in one for completing the square, right? So I divided everything by 2, so that way it's x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 8y plus 16 equals 0. Whoops, hey, look at that. Careful there, Mr. Spake. 32 turns into 16 here. Almost messed that up. So I divided everything by 2, but then I grouped all the x's together. And then I need to complete the square, so I need to do, b over 2 squared. That's my magic number that I add. So I'm going to get negative 8 over 2 squared. That's negative 4 squared equals 16. So I put a 16 here, and to balance it, I put a 16 here. And then same story for the other one, right? 8 over 2 squared is 4 squared is 16. So I still get 16 here and 16 here. And also that should be negative. That one's negative. Let's make that pretty. Equals negative 16. Because I moved it over, I subtracted it, right? So negative 16 plus 16 is 0. And then that is blah, blah, blah. So this should be... Oh, I didn't leave enough space vertically for me to do all this, huh? So I'll move this fella up here. And now I should be able to factor. So, I feel like this video is more time spent me just adjusting it than actually explaining. Okay, so this side here, right? That trinomial should be factorable. I mean, it is. It's x minus 4 squared. And then this trinomial here is factorable. So that's y plus 4 squared, if you factor that, equals negative 16 plus 16 plus 16 is 16. So that's general form, right? So what's the radius, right? The radius is 4 because r squared equals 16. So r equals 4. And the center is at x is 4, y is negative 4. Like so. That comes from that h comma k business. So 4, negative 4, that's here. And then a radius of 4. So, hey, let's see if I can do it again. About here, you know what? I need a reference point. I need this. I need down 4 about here. Okay, so let's try. Let's see if my guy will do this. Ooh. A little too much. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to take my lasso tool again. I'm going to... Hey, buddy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. See, that one didn't take it nearly as long. So my center, as you can see, is at 4, comma, negative 4. So that's right here. So then 4 up is up here. 4 left is down here. 4 down is here. And 4 right is here. And that's my center, right? That's my circle. Yippee! Okay. Hopefully this video was helpful. If this is your first time learning about circles, you probably were like, what? But you should be pretty familiar with these. And there you go.